Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the studio. I am actually not in the studio. I'm revisiting an old video that I did almost exactly 2 years ago. The reason being, I've noticed that the dragon scales technique is surfacing around YouTube again, and that's really exciting. And I just wanted to show you how that all came about almost exactly 2 years ago when I accidentally did this pour. So what you can see there is I've got some leftover resin from a really nice pour. I've got some really lovely colors there, like golds and browns and bronze and things like that, and just kind of like putting them into the mold around the edge. So those that is a mix of colors. So a lot of it is pearls. I'm pretty sure that most of those colors there are pearl colors. Yeah, most of them are pearl, like a pearl gold and bronze and things like that, of that nature. So I'm just collecting all of that lovely resin from my mat. And why would you waste that color? Isn't it gorgeous? And wait till you see the end of it. You may have seen that video already. That was done a couple of years ago. But this is a fast sped up version, just to, remind everybody where it all started and how amazing it is that sometimes things happen accidentally and somebody grabs hold of it and spreads it around, and then other people see it and they want to have a go at it, and before you know it, everybody's doing it. And it's I think it's amazing. And that's how the geodes started, and that's how a lot of techniques and styles start. So I remember Julie saw the video, and she tried so many times and wanted to, and she did a really good job. She actually perfected it quite well. I remember her doing a video and saying, "How did you do it? How did you do it?" So going back and forth, back and forth. It's really simple, really, if you look at it. So it's just that mix of colors, and then I'm adding some satin white pearl pigment. So another pearl pigment going in there. So at that stage I've got all pearls, and I'm pretty sure in that brown I've got some of the liquid pigments as well mixed in with it. I'll have to look at the video again properly. I just kind of got rid of the sound and wanted to do this audio, just to remind myself and look at it properly myself. So okay, so now I'm adding, sorry, I was just thinking how I got because you need a transparent pigment in there, and this is a transparent pigment. This pigment is a liquid pigment called Deep Amber, and I don't have this one anymore, but any liquid pigment or any transparent pigment can be used, as long as it's not a pearl or anything. It's got to be a matte transparent pigment of any color. So that's going into that white. So the idea is the alternating the transparents and the opaques, and that's how you get the cells when you're doing your acrylic pouring, and that's how you get this sort of effect when you're doing this type of pouring. The difference is you can't you're doing this in a container, so your resin can't flow out and stretch, so everything kind of stays in there compacted inside that mold. And that's why those cells, if you like, or scales or whatever you want to call it, they don't move, they just stay as they develop, they stay in there. They don't move and spread out or anything. And now I'm going again over that with some of that transparent. I know it looks pretty solid, but believe me, it is a transparent. So that's going in. So I zoomed you in here so you can have a good look at the action and what's going on. And that gold, you can see that sort of reacting on the right there in that ring. It's just amazing how resin does that. You know, it doesn't do it on its own. And I'm pretty sure that not every resin will do that. Because sometimes if you're trying to get this effect and it's not working and you're doing everything right, I mean, it's not hard to do this. If you're doing everything right and it's not working, maybe try a different resin. I'm just adding clear and pushing the pigment out. But things are already happening on the right there. But yeah, as I was saying, this is a medium viscosity resin. I'm pretty sure it's 360 plus. So I'm just torching it a little bit, and you can see here that that clear resin pushed the pigment out and then pulled it back in, and it's going to continue to do that, although I think it doesn't really happen in this case where I actually get a pretty clear center, and that is because my resin was already, you know, starting to set. So I think that's the reason why that happened. But I have done some more dragon scale sculptures and other coasters and things like that, and I will put the links probably at on the end of this video. And see, this is amazing how this works. It just pushes everything out of the way and then it'll pull it. See, it's already pulling it back in. And that action is what creates those scales. You see, it's the stretching and the pulling of the resin, which is transparent here. So pretty much the thick and the thin, or the high viscosity, a low viscosity, the dense and the not dense, and you know what I mean. It's just that sort of action. I don't know what to call it, you know, in technical terms, but I'm pretty sure that's what happens. Because if you did everything in clear resin, transparent, all the colors will merge together and you'll get nothing. All the colors will kind of blend. And if you do everything in the opaque colors, all of those will stay separate, and none of the effects will happen. So you do need those two. It's really a simple context. It's a simple thing to do. So I'm just going, I think, what am I doing here? I'm just adding some, this silver. I think it's silver. I think I'm putting, yes, that's right, I'm putting silver down. And that's probably because I already had silver, and there's probably some silver mixed in that whole mix of things. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next, because of course I didn't watch this again from the start. I wanted to be refreshed, to refresh my memory as I'm going and seeing, because as you know, this happened 2 years ago, and things change. You changed your style of how you do things and what you do and whatnot. So it's good to go back and have a look at your old videos. Just review that, or your old pieces, and just think about how you did that and maybe do it again. You know, you just see if you do it any better or any worse. So what am I going to do with this? I'm just going to kind of bring him out. Just really playing with this. Like I said, at that time, there was nobody was doing this technique, and nobody was doing the flowers in coasters. So not that I saw anyway. So I didn't really know. Oh, there you go. There's definitely that silver in the middle. And there you have it. One of them is a bit better than the other. And there you can see those not perfect scales. The next video will show you better scales, but look at that effect. Isn't that amazing? It looks like a spider web. And that one's pretty good. That looks more like a scale, like scales rather. So there you have it. So now you know where it all started and how it all started, and look how it's developed now, and how people are creating some amazing, amazing effects by doing the same sort of thing, similar thing with different colors. That's it. Bye now.